Welcome to Reader's Retreat. I'm Paul, and I haven't did a tag in a long time. But I saw this tag over Read by Fred and over on Randy's, the Lettering Texans and AJ James, and I figured might as well do it. Nobody's going to tag me anyway. Uh, but this is Hot or Not from A to Z, Tag Tuesday. And to my knowledge, this is still Tuesday. Maybe late Tuesday, but it's still Tuesday. So I'm going to go through a list from A to Z, and I am going to say hot or not and explain why. And let's get it going. A, audiobooks, not. Because I cannot stand someone reading to me. I mean, back when I was a kid, my mama uh, read to us, and she read the mysteries, she read Tarzan, she read westerns, and nobody that I hear that reads the audiobooks can even match her voice. So that's a not. B, and forgive me, this is a word that I think everybody has trouble with. I know I am going to. It's something Bildungsroman or something like that. It means dealing with spiritual education. And I have to say, hot. I I enjoy teaching uh, this spiritual stuff, and plus I am a ordained minister now. C, children's books. Well, that's a not, and that's because I didn't read children's books when I was a child. I was too busy reading Zane Grey and uh, Edgar Alice Edgar Allan Burroughs and or Edgar Allan Poe and Edgar Rice Burroughs and all them. I was too busy for children's books and never did care for them. D, digital, not. I do not like ebooks at all. And one reason is because they give me migraines. I can read 5 minutes on digital and have a migraine for 3 days. So that's a not. E, experimental. Now that can go around a lot of different things. Are you talking about like Frankenstein? That's experimental. Uh, I got a book over there by Ezekiel Boone called The Mansion. That's gonna be an experimental two when the two people goes in to live for the weekend or week or whatever. Dreamfall, experimental drug, putting someone to sleep. So if that's the question, yes, it is hot. And the thing is, if it doesn't mean that, and if it means scientific stuff like you know uh, being a scientist, then it's a not. F, fantasy. That is hot. And even though I don't read a lot of fantasy, but I do read a lot of urban fantasy. Uh, so I'm going to say hot for that. G, graphic novels. Hot. Everybody that knows me knows I collected comics for a long time. And I do sometimes like to pick up a graphic novel and uh, reread the old stories that is redone in those. So that way you're not reading the comics. H, horror. Hot. I love horror. I do. Matter of fact, The Mansion is horror. Dreamfall is horror. I mean, I just love horror. I Inspirational. I'm not really big on inspirational, so I'm gonna say not on that one. I mean, to me, inspirational is a book that you find self worth in. Maybe that's what I'm trying to say. And there ain't a book out there that inspired me to do nothing. Good journalism. Well, that depends also. It's hot if you're talking about the 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s. But if you're talking about nowadays, it's not. The reason why is because the journalism back in the day was true. Nobody stopped them from reporting the news as it was or anything else. Nowadays, they can't fart without the government telling them, no, you can't do it there, but you can do it 3 inches over there. Okay. Uh, okay. Kinch, and that has a popular or sentimental appeal. I have read. I'm going to say not because I don't like reading popular books. I really don't. I will wait to read a popular book for years before I read it, and unless I never knew that they was popular, and then so I don't like reading popular books. Library. I'm going to say hot, and the library should always be hot for every reader. Even though I don't go to the library to to borrow books, I do go to the library and buy books. So, as far as they're hot, as far as having it there, and because when I was a kid, I'm gonna have to go with Randy, the literary Texan, on this one. And when I was a kid, we was too poor to buy books, and so I always went to the library, borrowed. But now, since I got older, I do not like being on a time limit to read a book, but I think they are awesome. And mystery, hot. I love mystery. Sherlock Holmes, Agatha Christie, uh, and a bunch of others. I mean, I love mystery. Uh, so that's the way it will always be hot with me. Matter of fact, mystery is probably uh, it's probably the first thing my mama ever read to us was Agatha Christie, and that was probably that one that is really famous. Uh, I can't think of it. Ten Little Indians. That's what they are. In nonfiction, hot. I love nonfiction as long as it has something to do with war. I am reading this book right here, right now. This Splendid and the Vile by Eric Larson. This is about Churchill and his first year when the Blitz, because his first year is when the Blitz started over there in England, and that's when Germany came over and started bombing them. Uh, oh, I'm in this. I'm going to say not, and I'm going to say not for a reason. They cost too much. I don't have that kind of money, so not because of the price tag on them. Poetry, not. I never did like poems, unless you count Edgar Allan Poe's, because his poetry is awesome. I love Edgar Allan Poe, but as far as poetry itself, no, it's not. Q, Quest, and then it goes on saying the protagonist goes on a quest, physical or spiritual. And you know something that has to be hot? That really does, because every book has a quest. I don't care if it's a romance. If it's a romance, the quest is getting the girl, getting the guy. That's your quest. If a western, getting from one town, there's always a quest involved. Or romance, not. I back in my younger days, I tried to read Harlequin because my sister was into Harlequin bad, and I mean she read them like 5, 6 a day. So I mean she's a fast reader, and so that's hot. I mean that's not hot for me. Now with that said, I do have some urban fantasy type of spiritual, supernatural romance that I'm going to try to get to next year. Uh, S sci-fi. I'm going to say hot, even though I don't read much of it, because I will keep. I will still buy the sci-fi books, and I will read them. I just don't read them as much as say thrillers, mystery, horror, western, but I will read them. So that's hot. T, translation. This is about when you translate one book to another, and that's a hot thing. And here's the reason why that's hot, because some people don't speak that language. Okay, I mean, if my memory serves me right, the Three Musketeers was done in French. Uh, I know there's a well loved book that was done in Italian. I can't think of the name of it. So I'm going to say translation is hot. Now, let's go ahead and take this out of this book. Okay, you. Here's another word I'm gonna mess up. Obermensch, which just stands for characters who can do anything. That's your Superman complexes, and that is not. I don't like a character that can do anything and everything. I like to see them struggle. I like to see them doing exactly what a real person would do, which is struggle to get stuff done. V, Victorian literature, which is means from 1837 to 1901. And I already mentioned the Sherlock Holmes. Love Sherlock Holmes. Uh, Westerns is in that time period. Uh, I got. Uh, I'm trying to find her up there. Let's see if I can't find a name that is big enough for me to read. Yeah, I can't say it. Anyway, I love Victorian the literature. W Western, hot. I love westerns. Louis L'Amour, Zane Grey, Max Brand, three of the hottest uh, ever in the western uh, stuff. I mean, I grew up with those three mainly, and I mean there was other ones that I was writing westerns, but I can remember those three for sure. X rated, not. I'm just not into the X-rated books. Sorry. Why young adult? I ain't gonna say not. Sorry, but I do read some young adults. Not many, but I do read some. But they ain't my go-to. I've never read Harry Potter, and I probably never will. And so no, it's not hot at all. Z. Here's another word that I'm probably gonna miss. Zitquist, which is spirit or mood of the times. Again, that will be up there with journalists as far as I'm in caring about. If you're talking about today's spirit, or mood of today's times? Not. If you're talking about World War I, if you're talking about World War II, Vietnam, anything like that, then I will have to say hot. So there you go. Thank you for listening. I hate tagging nobody because nobody tagged me. So you all take care, and I will be seeing everybody at a later date.